All right, this is a fun video on the Guild Classical guitars. I have here today to share 3 different examples of a Guild Mark V. So it's pretty unusual to have a video like this out there on Guild Classical guitars. All the other videos I have, I've never shared too many things on the Guild Mark V, but the Guild Mark V is one of the professional models in the Guild Mark classical guitar family. And check my other videos out, as well as the PowerPoint slide presentation I have out there on the Guild classical guitars for more history. But real quick, Guild made 7 models of classical guitars called the Guild Mark classical family back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, from 61 through 87. And the 3 first models, the Mark 1, 2, and 3, were typically the student models. The 4, 5, and 6 were the more professional models because of the tone woods, especially special tone woods used, as well as the Mark 7, which was a custom order artist special model back in the late 60s, early 70s for a little while. It was pretty rare. They only made 10 of them. But on the Guild Mark V, they made about 400, I estimated about 372 models based on date codes and stuff like that, I estimated. So let's just say they made about 400 models, 400 examples of the Guild Mark V over that time span. And I have 3 of them here to show. This one here that I have in my hands is a 1964 Guild Mark V made out of flame maple. Now, they made the Guild Mark V out of Brazilian rosewood, East Indian rosewood, and flame maple, and I have an example to show you of each of them. This is the flame maple example. It's spruce top. This was made in April of 1964. It has a spruce top, a Brazilian rosewood bridge, an ebony fretboard, which is typical for all the model 4, 5s, and 6s, and a flamed maple back and sides. Here's the flame maple sides, you can see, and a flame maple back. Beautiful guitar. Again, here's the headstock, and original tuners are on there as well. So again, this, and it is wood bound, it's wood binding on the back and the top. That's typical of the Mark V's as well. So this is a 64 Mark V made out of flame maple. I'll show you next an example. This is also a 1964 Mark V. Now this one's made out of Brazilian rosewood. Again, a spruce top, solid spruce top, wood bindings on the top and back. This is Brazilian rosewood back and sides. See the pretty wood? See the beautiful rosewood? This is Brazilian rosewood, 1964. Now also, the early Hoboken examples had a maple skunk stripe up the back. This is maple and a mahogany neck as well. But again, ebony fretboards, Brazilian rosewood bridge, and here's the original tuners. Oh no, these aren't original tuners. These are different ones that I added, but similar design from back then. But again, this is a 64 Guild Mark V. And inside, you can see the old label on that as well. And my nicest Guild Mark V I have right here is from 1980. This one here, like I said, is from 1980. This is made in the Wesley, Rhode Island factory. It's noticeably heavier than the other 2. They weigh about 3.5 pounds. This one weighs 4 pounds. And again, a solid spruce top, wood binding on the top and the bottom. And this is East Indian rosewood back and sides. Okay, ebony fretboard again, Brazilian rosewood bridge, and this is the original tuners on this one. So I'm going to play all 3 of them, give you a flavor for how they play, and if you can tell the difference in any of the sounds. I can't really tell the difference between them. I guess it's just my ears. Again, this is a 1980 Guild Mark V. I'll do the same thing roughly with the Brazilian Rosewood, 1964 Mark V. That's the 1964 Guild Mark V. And here's the Maple Guild Mark V. And again, you can see the skunk stripe on this one too, going up the back. The early examples from Hoboken had a skunk stripe, skunk stripe out the back of the neck, I guess for extra support. The Guild Mark V's are interesting because, again, they made them out of Brazilian rosewood, East Indian rosewood after they discontinued the Brazilian, and also flame maple. And this is a very rare example. This is probably the rarest of the three because they only made a small batch of the maple ones. But let's see if you can tell the difference in this one. I can definitely tell the weight difference. Sorry, I gotta tune this one a little bit. So this one here has some blemishes on the top because it had a flamenco tap plate on it that I removed and got scratched up a little bit during that process of taking that off. But nonetheless, this is a gemstone and a nice early example from the Guild Mark V family of guilds. So in conclusion, here's a 64 Guild Mark V Maple. Here's a 64 Guild Mark V Brazilian Rosewood. I'll just show you the woods in the back. Again, I hope you can see them. A little bit of glare, but that's Brazilian Rosewood. This is Flame Maple. And I will close with a little bit on the 1980 Guild Mark V East Indian Rosewood. So I hope you enjoyed this little comparison video. The Guild Mark V's are fairly scarce in the family of Guild Classicals, so if you can get a chance to play one or own one, I would recommend it because I read stories that one player had a Guild Mark V and also a Ramirez 1A, and he preferred the Mark V over the Ramirez 1A, believe it or not. I've never played a Ramirez 1A, but a concert grade player had to, and he liked his Mark V better than his Ramirez 1A. So I hope that everyone gets a chance to own a Guild classical guitar sometime. Check my YouTube videos out as well. Thank you.